Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Informal terms for a difficult situation. 1 playing period, from tee to green, on a golf course. He played 18 holes. Hit the ball into the hole. Informal terms for the mouth. A depression hollowed out of solid matter. A fault. He shot holes in my argument. An opening deliberately made in or through something. An opening into or through something. An unoccupied space. Make holes in. A determination of the place where something is. He got a good fix on the target. Informal terms for a difficult situation. He got into a terrible fix. Restore by replacing a part or putting together what is torn or broken. Put something somewhere, firmly. Fix your eyes on this spot. Make infertile. Decide upon or fix definitely. Fix the variables. Make ready or suitable or equip in advance for a particular purpose or for some use, event, etc. I was fixing to leave town after I paid the hotel bill. Take vengeance on or get even. That'll fix him good. The act of putting something in working order again. Prepare for eating by applying heat. Fix breakfast for the guests, please. Cause to be firmly attached. She fixed her gaze on the man. Make fixed, stable or stationary. Let's fix the picture to the frame. An exemption granted after influence, e.g., money, is brought to bear. Collusion resulted in tax fixes for gamblers. Influence an event or its outcome by illegal means. Fix a race. Kill, preserve, and harden tissue in order to prepare for microscopic study. Set or place definitely. Let's fix the date for the party. Something craved, especially an intravenous injection of a narcotic drug. She needed a fix of chocolate. Informal terms for a difficult situation. A dense crowd of people. Deliberate radiation or reflection of electromagnetic energy for the purpose of disrupting enemy use of electronic devices or systems. Block passage through. Press tightly together or cram. Interfere with or prevent the reception of signals. Crush or bruise. Jam a toe. Crowd or pack to capacity. The theater was jam-packed. Get stuck and immobilized. The mechanism jammed. Preserve of crushed fruit. Push down forcibly. The driver jammed the brake pedal to the floor. Informal terms for a difficult situation. Informal terms for a difficult situation. A state of confusion and disorderliness. The house was a mess. Often followed by of, a large number or amount or extent. Make a mess of or create disorder in. He messed up his room. A large, military dining room where service personnel eat or relax. A meal eaten in a mess hall by service personnel. Eat in a mess hall. Soft semi-liquid food. A mess of porridge. Make into a puddle. Informal terms for a difficult situation. He made a muddle of his marriage. Mix up or confuse. He muddled the issues. A confused multitude of things. Informal terms for a difficult situation. Preserve in a pickling liquid. Vegetables, especially cucumbers, preserved in brine or vinegar. One playing period, from tee to green, on a golf course. Hit the ball into the hole. Informal terms for the mouth. Informal terms for the mouth. A man who serves as a sailor. A lump of slimy stuff. A gob of phlegm. Informal terms for the mouth. To hold fast or prevent from moving. Catch in or as if in a trap. The men trap foxes. Something, often something deceptively attractive, that catches you unawares. The exam was full of trap questions. A hazard on a golf course. Informal terms for the mouth. Place in a confining or embarrassing position. He was trapped in a difficult situation. The act of concealing yourself and lying in wait to attack by surprise. A device in which something, usually an animal, can be caught and penned. A device to hurl clay pigeons into the air for trapshooters. A light two-wheeled carriage. Drain consisting of a U-shaped section of drainpipe that holds liquid and so prevents a return flow of sewer gas. Hold or catch as if in a trap. The gaps between the teeth trap food particles. Informal terms for the mouth. Bark in a high-pitched tone. Remove the inner part or the core of. A small valley between mountains. He built himself a cabin in a hollow high up in the Appalachians. Remove the interior of. Hollow out a tree trunk. Devoid of significance or force. A hollow victory. A depression hollowed out of solid matter. A cavity or space in something. Hunger had caused the hollows in their cheeks. As if echoing in a hollow space. The hollow sound of footsteps in the empty ballroom. Lacking in substance or character. A hollow person. Not solid, having a space or gap or cavity. A hollow wall. The quality of being difficult. They agreed about the difficulty of the climb. An effort that is inconvenient. Had difficulty walking. A condition or state of affairs almost beyond one's ability to deal with and requiring great effort to bear or overcome. A factor causing trouble in achieving a positive result or tending to produce a negative result. In games or plays or other performances, the time during which play proceeds. In games or plays or other performances, the time during which play proceeds. Contend against an opponent in a sport, game, or battle. Princeton plays Yale this weekend. Pretend to have certain qualities or state of mind. She plays deaf when the news are bad. Manipulate manually or in one's mind or imagination. She played nervously with her wedding ring. A dramatic work intended for performance by actors on a stage. He wrote several plays but only one was produced on Broadway. The act using a sword, or other weapon, vigorously and skillfully. A weak and tremulous light. The play of light on the water. Gay or light-hearted recreational activity for diversion or amusement. It was all done in play. Activity by children that is guided more by imagination than by fixed rules. Freud believed in the utility of play to a small child. Consider not very seriously. She plays with the thought of moving to Tasmania. Cause to happen or to occur as a consequence. Play a joke. Replay, as a melody. She played the third movement very beautifully. Game. The activity of doing something in an agreed succession. It is still my play. Perform on a stage or theater. She acts in this play. Stake on the outcome of an issue. She played all her money on the dark horse. An attempt to get something. They made a futile play for power. A deliberate coordinated movement requiring dexterity and skill. The runner was out on a play by the shortstop. Engage in recreational activities rather than work. Occupy oneself in a diversion. On weekends I play. Cause to emit recorded audio or video. I'll play you my favorite record. Movement or space for movement. There was too much play in the steering wheel. Behave carelessly or indifferently. The removal of constraints. They gave full play to the artist's talent. Engage in an activity as if it were a game rather than take it seriously. They played games on their opponents. The act of playing for stakes in the hope of winning, including the payment of a price for a chance to win a prize. There was heavy play at the blackjack table. Verbal wit or mockery, often at another's expense but not to be taken seriously. In games or plays or other performances, the time during which play proceeds. Rain stopped play in the fourth inning. Play a role or part. Gielgud played Hamlet. Act or have an effect in a specified way or with a specific effect or outcome. This factor played only a minor part in his decision. A preset plan of action in team sports. The coach drew up the plays for her team. A state in which action is feasible. The ball was still in play. A theatrical performance of a drama. The play lasted 2 hours. Be at play. Be engaged in playful activity. Amuse oneself in a way characteristic of children. The kids were playing outside all day. Behave in a certain way. Play safe. Be performed or presented for public viewing. What's playing in the local movie theater? Bet or wager, money. He played $20 on the new horse. Cause to move or operate freely within a bounded space. The engine has a wheel that is playing in a rack. Discharge or direct or be discharged or directed as if in a continuous stream. Play water from a hose. Emit recorded sound. The tape was playing for hours. Employ in a game or in a specific position. They played him on first base. Exhaust by allowing to pull on the line. Play a hooked fish. Make bets. Play the casinos in Truval. Move or seem to move quickly, lightly, or irregularly. The spotlights played on the politicians. Participate in games or sport. We played hockey all afternoon. Perform music on a musical instrument. He plays the flute. Perform on a certain location. The prodigy played Carnegie Hall at the age of 16. Play on an instrument. The band played all night long. Pretend to be somebody in the framework of a game or playful activity. Let's play like I am mommy. Put a card or piece into play during a game, or act strategically as if in a card game. He is playing his cards close to his chest. Shoot or hit in a particular manner. She played a good backhand last night. Use or move. I had to play my queen. Use to one's advantage. She plays on her client's emotions. Utilization or exercise. The play of the imagination. Drive something violently into a location. He hit his fist on the table. Kill intentionally and with premeditation. Gain points in a game. He hit a home run. A conspicuous success. That song was his first hit and marked the beginning of his career. Hit with a missile from a weapon. Physics. A brief event in which two or more bodies come together. Make a strategic, offensive, assault against an enemy, opponent, or a target. Affect or afflict suddenly, usually adversely. We were hit by really bad weather. Reach a point in time, or a certain state or level. The thermometer hit 100 degrees. Encounter by chance. Cause to experience suddenly. An interesting idea hit her. The act of contacting one thing with another. Repeated hitting raised a large bruise. Produce by manipulating keys or strings of musical instruments. Reach a destination, either real or abstract. We hit Detroit by noon. Hit against. Come into sudden contact with. The car hit a tree. A connection made via the internet to another website. WordNet gets many hits from users worldwide. A dose of a narcotic drug. A murder carried out by an underworld syndicate. It has all the earmarks of a mafia hit. Baseball. A successful stroke in an athletic contest, especially in baseball. He came all the way around on Williams's hit. Cause to move by striking. Hit a ball. Deal a blow to, either with the hand or with an instrument. He hit her hard in the face. Hit the intended target or goal. Pay unsolicited and usually unwanted sexual attention to. He tries to hit on women in bars. Express in speech. The opening through which food is taken in and vocalizations emerge. He stuffed his mouth with candy. A spokesperson, as a lawyer. An impudent or insolent rejoinder. An opening that resembles a mouth, as of a cave or a gorge. He rode into the mouth of the canyon. A person conceived as a consumer of food. He has 4 mouths to feed. Articulate silently. Form words with the lips only. She mouthed a swear word. The externally visible part of the oral cavity on the face and the system of organs surrounding the opening. She wiped lipstick from her mouth. The opening of a jar or bottle. The jar had a wide mouth. The point where a stream issues into a larger body of water. New York is at the mouth of the Hudson. Touch with the mouth. The opening through which food is taken in and vocalizations emerge. The opening through which food is taken in and vocalizations emerge. The opening through which food is taken in and vocalizations emerge. A state of depression and anhedonia so severe as to require clinical intervention. A period during the 1930s when there was a worldwide economic depression and mass unemployment. An air mass of lower pressure often brings precipitation. A concavity in a surface produced by pressing. A long-term economic state characterized by unemployment and low prices and low levels of trade and investment. A sunken or depressed geological formation. A mental state characterized by a pessimistic sense of inadequacy and a despondent lack of activity. Angular distance below the horizon, especially of a celestial object. Pushing down. Depression of the spacebar on the typewriter. Sad feelings of gloom and inadequacy. A sunken or depressed geological formation. A wrong action attributable to bad judgment or ignorance or inattention. I could understand his English in spite of his grammatical faults. An imperfection in an object or machine. The quality of being inadequate or falling short of perfection. He knew his own faults much better than she did. Geology. A crack in the Earth's crust resulting from the displacement of one side with respect to the other. They built it right over a geological fault. Put or pin the blame on. Electronics. Equipment failure attributable to some defect in a circuit, loose connection or insulation failure or short circuit, etc. It took much longer to find the fault than to fix it. Responsibility for a bad situation or event. It was John's fault. Sports. A serve that is illegal, e.g., that lands outside the prescribed area. He served too many double faults. Desert. A cause, a country or an army, often in order to join the opposing cause, country, or army. A mark or flaw that spoils the appearance of something, especially on a person's body. An imperfection in an object or machine. If there are any defects, you should send it back to the manufacturer. A failing or deficiency. That interpretation is an unfortunate defect of our lack of information. An imperfection in a bodily system. Visual defects. An imperfection in an object or machine. A flaw caused the crystal to shatter. Add a flaw or blemish to, make imperfect or defective. An imperfection in a plan or theory or legal document that causes it to fail or that reduces its effectiveness. Defect or weakness in a person's character. He had his flaws, but he was great nonetheless. An open or empty space in or between things. There was a small opening between the trees. A recognized sequence of moves at the beginning of a game of chess. He memorized all the important chess openings. An aperture or hole that opens into a bodily cavity. A possible alternative. An entrance equipped with a hatch, especially a passageway between decks of a ship. The first of a series of actions. The first performance, as of a theatrical production. The opening received good critical reviews. A ceremony accompanying the start of some enterprise. A vacant or unobstructed space that is man-made. They left a small opening for the cat at the bottom of the door. Becoming open or being made open. The opening of his arms was the sign I was waiting for. First or beginning. The memorable opening bars of Beethoven's Fifth. Opportunity especially for employment or promotion. There is an opening in the sales department. The act of opening something. The ray of light revealed his cautious opening of the door. The initial part of the introduction. The opening established the basic theme. An act of delaying or interrupting the continuity. There was a gap in his account. An open or empty space in or between things. The explosion made a gap in the wall. A narrow opening. A conspicuous disparity or difference as between two figures. Gap between income and outgo. A pass between mountain peaks. Make an opening or gap in. A difference, especially an unfortunate difference, between two opinions or two views or two situations.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.